Hey folks, it is Kevin, and I am in Japan, because that's where I live. And I'm on my way home tonight, and I'm late. I'm about an hour later than normal, because my trains were all delayed getting home. And the reason why my trains were delayed is it said on the sign in the train station, a human damage accident. And basically what that means is someone jumped in front of the train, in front of a tree. Can you jump in front of the tree? You can jump in front of a tree, but it's not dangerous. They jumped in front of a train, and that's how they chose to end their life, which is very sad, of course. So they killed themselves, and that happens quite often. I think if you're in a city like Tokyo, it happens. It's very frequent, but in a city like where I live, Kobe, it does happen sometimes, but not that often. So I think what's really sad, of course, it's always very sad when someone ends their life, because there's always better options. There's always better options. But from what I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard this from a lot of people. I've heard this from Japanese people, Japanese sources, and non-Japanese sources, that look, there's a train. That if, for example, here in this part where I was out traveling on the JR, the Japan Railway line, when someone jumps in front of a train, the family of the victim is actually billed, charged. They have to pay money because the suicide victim disrupted train service, and also they have to pay for the grief counseling of the driver. Now, of course, the driver of that train, and I feel very, very, very bad for that individual having to deal with that. And that person probably definitely is going to deal with some post-traumatic stress disorder. But I think the company should be paying for that. It's very sad that family. So then it's a double whammy, right? The family loses a loved one, and then they have to pay restitution. They have to pay money to the train company because that's how their loved one decided to end it. Pretty sad stuff. Grim, dark, but a reality if you do live here. And I think if you live in a big city and it happens all the time, you're like, oh well, whatever. But sad stuff when you think about it. It's sad. So there you go. A bit of Japan life, a darker side for you. Alright guys, see you later. Kevin here in Japan.